Pediatric palliative care in its essence is a response to the suffering of a child and a family who are facing life-limiting or life-threatening conditions.
The medical system looks at the wholly curative framework. The reality is that for some of these children, that curative framework really could not be applied, and they need a different approach to a life-threatening, life-limiting situation.
The reality is that in this day and age, you actually don't get admitted to a hospital unless you have a life-threatening condition. So every child who's in the hospital is very sick in some way. So what we're really talking about is a framework of help, a framework of support, a framework of a way that a family whose child is diagnosed with something serious doesn't have to be alone.
I'm living with HIV.
If somebody's HIV positive, it's not the end of the world.
Everyone's been working to a common goal, is how can we make the best possible quality of life.
I just want to inspire people about my story, what I have been through for the whole 22 years.
Every child's life has value, and it doesn't matter whether that child lives for a day or lives till they're in their early 30s. Every moment is precious and it's valuable.
It's important for them to identify what their goals are, and for us and the parents to allow them to fulfill it.
We partner with them in trying to accomplish that outcome for them.
He knows his life will be shortened, and yet he's chosen to challenge himself. I mean, he's only picked up chess 2 years ago, and in 2 years he's won a medal for the country.
And palliative care actually values short lives.
They step up and they work with you to find what works best with you. I can't imagine where I'd be without their help with the hospital.
Mi chiamo Matteo, ho 9 anni.
Matteo era attaccato a un ventilatore. Era un bambino che era molto difficile da maneggiare, e la prima cosa che mamma Antonella ha fatto, nonostante tutto, si è preso in braccio, e lei mi ha guardato e mi ha detto: questo deve essere mio.
Non mi sono mai pentita di aver accolto un bambino come Matteo. Penso sia stata la gioia più grande, ed è la gioia più grande, ed è stato un arricchimento per tutta la famiglia.
Touches our humanity as people, that if we can't care for these children, who are probably the most vulnerable of vulnerable children, then we actually have lost something of our own spirit and of our own humanity.
In all parts of the world, tragically, there are children who are going to have short lives. And in many parts of the world, those children are going to die in pain and with other distressing symptoms.
They are often the forgotten children, the lost children, the invisible children, the overlooked children.
We're not talking about children dying, we're talking about children living.
It is children with life-limiting illnesses.
For those children and families, it's important that care doesn't just stop when the possibility for cure stops.
What does mean care? It is love, it is a pain control, it is recognized by society.
The time from now until you die is what really matters.
And paediatric palliative care is about trying to control those symptoms, trying to make it as good as it possibly can be, both for the child and the child's family.
families need and want in order to function well is to be supported by a team. And the palliative care approach is really a team approach. It takes in expertise from all kinds of different disciplines.
And that allows us to integrate care focused at the physical, emotional, social, and spiritual needs of the child and family.
So what we're really talking about is a framework of help, a framework of support, a framework of a way that a family whose child is diagnosed with something serious doesn't have to be alone.
There are others the same as them, and there are people who will support them through whatever difficulties they have.
Why should children suffer? There is no reason for children who have a life-limiting or a life-threatening condition to die in pain and suffering.
Palliative care is a right of a child.
Right to live without pain, right to live at home.
It's part of the overall care of any child who may become very sick.
We need palliative care because things are changing.
We need specialised services for children.
There's a lot more that can be done, that should be done, that families are asking for and demanding for.
It's really important that all governments right across the world, each and every government, should wake up and recognise the needs of these children.
If you manage to get them realize what the situation is, I think that no one can stop from developing palliative care for children in their country.